Welcome to Builds with Blocks, a show centered around the micro action figures and brick-based construction sets of the Halo universe. I'm your host, Colin Perkins, and I'm joined by Tom Fishenden.
Hello, hello.
Matt Salvatore.
Ahoy, ahoy.
And Gabe Clem.
Hey there.
Spring is right around the corner, and we finally wanted to give you our impressions of the spring wave that Kevin shared with us back in November. The sets have been not widespread quite yet. I think some of that has to do with the delay of Halo Infinite, so we're working our way through that. But meanwhile, at least one of us has one of the sets. Some of us has most of them. So we just wanted to give you our impressions, tell us, what's good, what maybe needs a little more work, what you should pick up, what not to sleep on, all that sort of fun stuff. So we're gonna have a fun conversation today about all the sets that are included. There may be a couple things we haven't talked about also, so we'll try to cover off on everything. But before we do that, let's go around the table and talk about what we've been up to individually on the block front. Tom, why don't you start us?
Yeah, I'm not going to hit the spacebar and ruin the recording again. I have built the Banshee Breakout set recently, which was a lot of fun. I built that yesterday, published a review of it today, and we've got a comparison video to the original Halo Wars 2 Banshee coming up as well.
That'll be out by the time this drops.
Yes, yeah, it probably should be. I think I'm looking at scheduling it in for next week at the time of recording it. So that was a fun build.
Yeah.
And then
Quick spoilers though. Which one do you like better?
I'm on the fence.
Really?
Really?
I really like the colours of the classic one.
Yeah.
But I like the shapes of the new one. So it's 50-50.
Yep, I can see that.
But yeah, that's kind of been my mega fix. And then I've been away in Lego Harry Potter land. So on Monday I built the Hogwarts Clock Tower, which was a really fun build.
How big is that set? How many pieces are in that thing?
I want to say 1,000.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, so I put that together, and I've got Hagrid's Hut coming on Friday. So very much in Harry Potter land at the moment.
No worries.
Now the clock tower is the set that Dumbledore kicks the bucket in, right? Spoilers.
That's the astronomy tower.
Okay, that's the astronomy tower. Okay. Clock tower was from Prisoner of Azkaban?
Clock tower, Lego have got it set up so it's the one where the Yule Ball takes place. So the ground floor is like the dance floor and all of the glass tables from that.
Okay, that actually looks like a pretty cool set. The figures on that are pretty
there's
nice.
some really cool figures.
Oh man, Harry Potter, right? Yeah.
Gabe, you'd fit right in with your British accent.
Gabe's here to talk about Halo. Enough of this.
I just don't know that much about Harry Potter. But...
It's wizards and witches and lots of wands.
It's a magical place.
Yeah. Gabe, why don't you tell us what you've been up to?
Did you say me or Gabe?
Gabe, why don't you tell us what you've been up to?
A lot of school lately, actually. Midterms are coming, so I have a lot of tests for all of my classes. But finally worked on some new 3D parts. Posted a GRD with the EXO TCS from Season 5 of HMCC.
Nice.
Worked on an ODST Bullfrog. I posted, as of when this comes out, I've done Trailblazer from Halo Infinite, which we haven't really seen, so I had to take some creative liberties. But he's also got a 3D commando rifle. So that's
cool.
Neat. I got a huge haul that has like 50 Halo Reach Marines and a bunch of elites and all kinds of Series 13 and other heroes, and it was sweet. But
are they for your personal collection or for custom?
Like 3/4 of them are, and then the other like quarter of it is for like commissions and trade.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, I'm just acquiring as many parts and pieces as I can.
Yeah, cool. Well, it must mean you continue to get paid, so that's good. You're spending the money.
Yeah.
Maddie, what have you been up to?
Ooh, quite a bit.
Yes.
So I have tracked down, and I think I may have mentioned the times that I've picked up some of the sets, but I do have a couple of the blind bag series and the Ghost that we're going to be talking about. So I was happy to find those, but it's pretty scarce out where I'm at. Even the Lego section, even the Lego section is bare. Like it looked like Christmas went in there with like a tornado, and it just never has gotten replenished yet. So it's kind of disappointing going in there. But I have done a couple of stop motion projects. I have a Lord of the Rings stop motion that's coming out soon.
Oh, cool.
So look forward to that. And then I did a quick little teaser for, well, I guess it was like a snippet of the trailer because Zack Snyder's Justice League trailer had just came out. So I did the end part with the Joker, and it's like 13 seconds. But
nice.
It was one of the I think probably the best lighting that I've done in a stop motion. Just how I got the kind of that nightmare haze. So I was happy that came out looking like that. So that's what I've been doing. It's been pretty successful, so I was happy about that.
Nice.
But that's pretty good. So Lord of the Rings one on the way. But that's what I've been doing, stop motion, and then been collecting. I think I did pick up a couple more stuff on eBay, but none of it's arrived. So
yeah,
I'll be waiting for that. But
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will go. I'll show you what I did today. Is I sliced my hand open.
Spartan down.
Just doing things around the house. Dropped a dish. Broke.
Got in a
sliced my
fist
hand.
fight with Atriox.
So I wanted to at least point that out because I'll be sharing stuff, and you'll see this giant bandage. I'm fine. 5 stitches. I don't know if that's a lot. It makes me tough, but. Anyway, we'll be fine. I'll just be it'll be slower to type and build these days for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I have been. I don't know if you can tell, but my office looks a little tidier. So I've been organizing my office a little bit, and the shelf back there has maybe a couple more things on it. Actually, what it had on there were the helmets that we're talking about. So I took those down so we can talk about them today. But I've been taking things apart, which is kind of heartbreaking, right? So I had like a big display shelf down in the basement, and now that's got taken down because we rearranged. So I've been taking a bunch of stuff apart. So Fort Perkins is down, which is had to happen.
No, not Fort Perkins.
I know.
Perkins.
It fell to the banish in 2021.
I had a cauldron clash up there. Took that down. A mantis. My Kodiak that I had I have most of the pieces now. Anyway,
are you disassembling them, or are you just putting them? Are you disassembling the sets, or are you putting them in different spots?
No, I'm just taking them all apart and putting them in bags, and I'll build them back up later.
Colin,
on.
are you okay? Do we need to have an intervention?
Buddy, we're here.
Well,
I know. I'm like,
the Transformers are
doing?
taking up a little more shelf space, so just
Trader,
we
kick 'em
talked
off.
about that. But I have all my new stuff up, so we're in good shape.
Okay,
so
you
I
can
do
stay
have.
for now.
So I did buy the helmets as I mentioned, and then I did get the Masters of the Universe skulls. Those things are kind of rad. We won't go into detail, but those have been fun too. So yeah, just trying to keep up with everything, trying to keep organized. All right, why don't we dive into the meat of the show from here? As I already mentioned, let's do Spring Wave, and if you've joined us for these shows in the past, we just kind of we'll talk about each individual item from like a figure blind bag set. And then we'll kind of go around the room and have all our thoughts. Not everybody has everything, so let's start with the blind bags. I think that's a good spot. They haven't been out on shelves quite as much as we want, because I think a lot of Wave 1 is still out on shelves and it hasn't completely sold out yet with the delay and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully it will start to hit shelves soon. I got mine at a Walmart in a random small town and just got lucky, but I haven't seen them in the city at all. So maybe somewhere in the outskirts they're around, but hopefully everybody can get their hands on them soon. Let's go down the list.
Yeah, mine flashed up and then it was gone. It was there for a minute and then.
Yep, right. Yeah, have they replaced it with Wave 1 blind bags or just nothing?
What it is it's just a couple of bags in a box. So they still have the box, and there's a couple of bags left in the box, but it's of the ones I already have.
Previous waves or the same wave?
Same wave, just
gotcha.
I already have 2 of the yellow ones, and I don't want a third one.
A lot of places I visit when I'm looking for heroes, it's like Series 9s are in the box for like Series 11 or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right. So let's go down the list. Let's start with There's a yellow Spartan, and it's not officially named yet. I think Kevin mentioned that. It's the Anubis helmet, which is a new helmet, but I don't think the full armor has been named yet. It wasn't on the Mega's official site yet. but he's got that beefy chest. And then I do like the helmet. We probably won't play too much show and tell. I'm sure we'll show it on the screen here for you. But Gabe, you said you had this one. Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah. I think this is only the second Anubis. There's two, right? There's one in the Ghost that you guys will be talking about, and then there's this one. So it's it's one of two. I like how bulky it is. It's got two of the big Halo Reach like Emil shoulders. I forget which ones those are. The security shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And the chest, actually, you can't really see it because of how yellow it is. But like I mentioned earlier, I did a repaint of that like up armored Mark 7, and there's actually like loads of detail on it.
Yeah.
And you just can't see it because of how bright that's a figure that I definitely think would have benefited from like one of the black washes they used to do on a lot of their figures. But yeah, I mean, it's got a ton of incredible detail on it. DMR is okay. I mean, it's a DMR, but I mean,
got red arms and legs.
As for the figure itself, coming from my perspective, it's a really good figure because there was a time where security shoulders were really, really, really rare. So now having one figure with two of them in a blind pack series makes it's really nice for me because now they're easily accessible. But
they're a little loose though. Is that the mold or what's going on there?
It's probably just first production. I mean, I assume not all of them will be like that, but I mean, I know what you mean. Even mine, the shoulders are a little bit loose, but I assume it's just because it's such a new series.
Okay. Any thoughts to add, Matt? I know you have one too.
I like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of yellow, but the detail in this is actually pretty intricate. I'd say that the chest plate looks more Gears of War, just on how it feels like it's like there's layers added on top of it.
It's like the cog armor with the circles in it, isn't it?
Yeah. And I love the helmet. I think that they did some really nice paint applications on that where it's not just the whole bottom jawline's yellow or gray, but you have yellow and gray in segments. So I think that's kind of nice. And I like the red. The red's pretty nice. And the DMR, the new DMR, it's nice to get more of these because these can add the attachments and the scopes and the weapons fires. So it's nice to get a bunch of more of those because I'm a huge DMR fan. So I'm happy to see more DMRs.
So Anubis is new, right? That's a brand new helmet?
Well, it was in Halo 5, but this is the Infinite version.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I mean,
I'm into it. I like it.
I like how Anubis looked in Halo 5. The Infinite one is just way more rounded and smooth. It kind of looks more like a Halo 3 Scout helmet than it does Anubis to me. But I mean,
gotcha.
I mean, it's a nice piece. New molds from Mega are always nice anyway.
But it's the first time we've had it from Mega, right? Okay,
I'm going to blow your mind here, though, Gabe, because you say that it was first introduced in Halo 5, but actually I think you will find Anubis in ancient Greek mythology, or Egyptian mythology even.
Look at this wise guy over here.
All right, let's move on to the Ultra. Matt, did you get an Ultra?
I did get an Ultra. Okay. So I've had this guy for a bit. He was in our Christmas stop motion special.
Yeah, right.
Okay, this guy has previously we had, it was in the Halo Heroes, we had the same kind of Ultra, but it was in a light gray variation. I must say that the dark gray works so much better, and it really does sell that Spec Ops kind of vibe that, especially, it kind of brings me to that mission, and I know we didn't have Ultras in it, but that mission where Arbiter, the first time you play the Arbiter, and you're out with all those elites and all the camo, like that kind of color armor variation is kind of where I'm at with it. So I'm very impressed with it. The carbine is a carbine. It's not like anything super detailed or anything like that. But that's you get more detailed weapons in the heroes anyway. But I think this guy's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything really to add. Color's really good. The mold was good to begin with. So I definitely echo. That's probably one of my favorites of the wave. And
yeah, I'm gonna say he's my favorite of the wave.
So
yeah,
Tom's gonna ask questions because he hasn't had these yet. He doesn't have these yet. So it's gonna be mostly Matt, Gabe, and I having conversation about blind bag stuff.
If
Gabe,
anyone wants to hook me up, slide in my DMs. I will pay. I promise.
Gabe, did you have any thoughts to add? You don't have this one, right?
I don't have the Ultra, and I'm probably not gonna get it. I don't really like the Ultra mold that much.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
get out.
Maybe when they actually reveal it in Infinite, it'll grow on me a little bit.
Yeah.
But as for the figure itself, it's there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing that really jumps out at me. I mean, it's cool, but
yeah,
to me, it just kind of gets lost in all the other elites.
Okay.
Would we classify this as an Infinite Ultra mold, though? It looks like just a traditional Ultra mold.
It's not the Halo Reach Ultra. It's definitely an Infinite. And you can tell because the shoulders are the same as the Elite Major from the Infinite trailer as well.
Oh, okay. Cool. See, that's why we have you on.
This is why we hired you,
Yep,
Gabe.
exactly. They pay you the big bucks. All right, let's talk about the Mark V's, the blue one. Matt, you have this one, right?
I do.
Okay. All right, give me your thoughts.
Oh, I do have that one, don't I?
Because this one's got the George.
So it's got the George
front, right?
enhancements.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never really been a fan of George's armor. And the blue doesn't really help it on this one.
Sure.
So I think the gray's nice, and I like that you get an assault rifle. But other than that, probably one of my least favorite of this line.
What is the thing that's that silver thing? Is it a canister holder? What is it?
I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure
it's
the
probably
lore
like a...
I'd assume it's like extra oxygen for extra vehicular activity.
Okay, sure. Out in space.
Oh, I thought it was a bomb. I'm like, just rip that
This
off.
man's got a whole bomb on his chest 24/7 while being
shooting
shot
at people.
at.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Well, the Spartan armor is a bomb. It self-destructs if they...
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It already is, so it's a bigger bomb.
Actually, I forgot. I have two of the blue.
Okay.
5B. I like that
thoughts?
figure a lot. Actually,
Okay.
that's probably. I mean, considering all the other ones in the line, that's probably like my second or third. If I had to pick like a top three, actually.
Okay.
One. See, a lot of my opinions form because of my customization.
Yeah,
Because
for sure.
the Mark V comes with a Mark 5B shoulder, which is like the base reach shoulder, which is really easy for me to sculpt, like Recon, Military Police, Gungner, and all the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But also that Grenadier chest piece, kind of hard to come by nowadays. It's very seldom that they put it in sets now that everything is infinite focus. So it was nice seeing that again, and it's a cheap way to get more of the assault rifles too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is.
I mean,
That's a good point.
I really like the Mark 5B.
It
It's annoying because it's so close, but it's not. It almost matches the CQC power pack.
Mm-hmm.
It's like literally a shade off.
Oh, the color, you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
But other than that, yeah, I really like that figure, actually.
Cool. Let's keep going down the line. We'll talk about this Jackal freebooter. I'll talk about it a little bit, and then I'll toss it over to Matt, because I think he has a couple of these, too.
I do not have any.
Oh, you didn't get this one. Okay, so Gabe has one. Yeah. Gotcha. So I'm into the red color. I think it's interesting. As we've talked about with Banished stuff, like you think Banished red because of Halo Wars 2.
Yeah.
All Banished are red in Halo Wars 2 because it's a RTS, and like everything needs to be kind of the same color, so you can tell the factions apart.
Right.
But then when you look at Halo Infinite, like it seems like they're doing lots of different colors for the freebooters and the conscripts and kind of the different factions that are there. Meanwhile, the Banished are like in charge of everybody, so they have a color scheme to their armor and whatnot. But I'm into the red though. No, I like the red. It's the new mold for the Jackal, which I dig. It looks bird-like and goofy, and you do get a nice shield as well, which has got some marbling in it. But yeah, overall, I'm happy being able. I grabbed a couple of these for sure. I think I grabbed an extra one of these. I didn't want to buy the whole box, but I did buy all of the Jackals just because these are nice ones to have.
Do you think that the shield should have been red?
Just because
I think it should have been. Just because of the banished, yeah.
Sure.
It seems weird that, like, if you look at Atriox's weapon, it has that red energy, and you have red energy swords. It would make sense that you have red.
But he's a freebooter technically, shields. So he's not.
Yeah, but he's in the banished color. He's in the banished colors already.
The jackals.
I'm just looking for a little more variety.
Yeah.
In the E3 gameplay trailer, they've got normal blue shields as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would be nice if they were red.
Yeah. I mean,
so what you're saying is we want red shields, Matt.
Well, I'm just saying I think it'd be cool to distinguish between just different factions, that they have different colors and technology. I think that's kind of I think that's kind of a cool little idea, like the Jedi and the Sith.
Well, but that's my point. Is like this guy isn't necessarily part of the banished faction. Like he's just if he's a freebooter.
Yeah, he's just red.
Yeah, but anyway.
Well, I mean, he's just got red armor. Might as well just have a red shield.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Just you can pay for the upgrade to get your jackals with red shields. That's it.
Gabe, anything
Not
else?
only can you change the armor, you can change the shield.
Well, it's about the shield. I'm surprised that since when did Mega start? What, like 2009, 2010?
Yeah, 2008. I think it was.
The shield is still like half the size that it should be.
It should be. Yeah,
it's
right.
Such a small piece, and I just wish it was bigger.
Yeah, it feels smaller on this new mold too for some reason. Maybe I just haven't
the
noticed
marbling,
it as much.
Because it's still like a marbled shield, isn't it? I don't have it in front of me right now, but I think the marbling in it's really nice. I mean, it's always nice to have more jackals. I guess this is the only other one they've released besides the warthog.
Right.
So it's good to get an easy way to have to get a mass of jackals now, especially in the new mold.
Yep.
But yeah.
I actually have something to add here.
Oh,
but
you don't have any of these.
I actually
have. How can you add anything?
A contribution.
Well, you get the exact same figure in the Mercenary combat unit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I actually haven't had a massive problem with the size of the shield, and I know a few people have, purely because with the new articulation, there's a photo I've got of one somewhere I'll have to dig out, where you can get it so it's like really nicely streamlined to the side of the figure, and it's like completely covering most of them with just like their plasma pistol popping out. And I think that like articulation kind of allows you to work around the size difference a little bit.
It's definitely manageable. It would just be more pleasing to me to look at a shield that's actually like properly sized instead of like a dinner plate.
And like dual printed, so you got the grey like outer rim around it, everything like that. Yeah.
I think scale and size brings me back a lot to what Kevin's talking about, because if you add a bigger shield, you might not be able to fit more guys in your spirit. Or if you add a bigger shield, you might not be able to put these guys in a vehicle. So I get wanting a bigger version, but I also think that scaling is also an issue.
Yeah.
Basically, guys,
I would agree.
I'm okay with it.
What does the shield have to do with fitting a figure in a vehicle?
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to fit a jackal troop in your spirit or in your phantom,
they're popping
it just
out,
takes up a bigger shield will take up more room and more studs, so that you won't be able to put a guy next to him. It's just a spacing issue. It's nothing.
I see what you're. Yeah.
I'm just saying that I can see if Mega was like, well, we wanna be able to have scale with inside the ship. So let's say in a phantom you can fit 6 jackals, or I don't know how many.
Yeah.
And so if you add a bigger shield, you can only fit 4. So then you reduce the scale capacity of your phantom.
How much space they can use, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I'd rather be able to jam a bunch of more figures into a vehicle. That, I think that that's more gameplay wise. And plus, bigger things tend to be more of an obstacle if you're stop motioning. So
sure.
This is
at the end of the day, does size really matter?
There's a lot of talk about this shield. All right. Anything else to add before we go on to the CQC? All right, let's talk about this green boy.
The CQC.
Matt, did you have this one?
I do have him.
Okay.
He's pretty legit. I have to say the helmet actually feels taller than other helmets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It feels like there's more head in there. I don't know.
This is for the smart Spartans.
Well, like if you look at this guy, his head looks like it must be half the size. Look at that. Take a look.
Right.
Half the size of that guy's head is
like
in that.
Smushed.
Look at that. Yeah. So this guy's for people with big heads.
Got it.
So I might be able to fit in there pretty good. I love the color.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this with like the Banshee, has that nice army green with the tan, and I think that really adds a nice little color contrast.
Yep.
We'll see it later in our Ghost, so I'm happy with it.
So real quick on the color, this is the most we've seen, and you guys have to correct me, of like different forearm colors from the rest of the armor. It seems like they're accentuating that more in these because a lot of these have that, right? Normally they're all the same color.
There's a lot more diversity with a lot of the initial Reach line. It was all kind of the same sort of silvery metallic color.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's interesting that like that.
I think they're.
But yeah, so it's got the
playing off the customizability, right, of Infinite. I think that's what they're trying to convey.
The color coding.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
The coatings, right? Yeah.
What? I'm sorry, I'm blanking. What's the name of this weapon?
The Mangler.
Mangler. Thank you.
I might be buying the Nerf one tomorrow because tomorrow is payday.
Oh, nice.
I have one in my closet.
So this gun's actually really nice. This gun's really nice. So I like having more of these. I like smaller brute weapons because brute weapons are so cumbersome. You know, you get like the brute shot. You know, it's like so it's nice to have smaller.
That's why I like the
handheld. Yeah. But even this is better than that because it's got the Mauler's the one with the fins, right? The blades at the bottom.
That's the Spiker. The Mauler's just a little pocket shotgun.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That was in Reach.
Well, this one has the spikes on the bottom. I mean, this thing could be brutal in a fight.
This is also.
I can totally see a brute taking the Mangler and dragging it across somebody like that.
Maybe it gets embedded in someone's skull, like they hit down on top.
Especially
of it.
Those Spartans with the big heads. It'll get stuck up there.
Hey, look. All I'm saying is that if you're playing this guy. If you're playing this guy, this kid's getting headshot all the time.
Right.
That's why people used to play the elites because it was harder to headshot them.
Got the bigger hitbox. That's right. All right, let's talk about what do we have left? The conscript. So I think we have exhausted Matt for his thoughts now. Gabe, did you get a conscript? Did you get a grunt?
Yeah, I've got one.
Okay. What do you think of this purple little dude?
Purple one. Yeah. Kind of tired of it at this point.
This mold, yeah.
How dare you?
Is it because of the face? I mean, the face mask is newer, where it pulls off. Are you kind of over that feature?
The CE face mask on a Halo Reach mold being promoted as an Infinite. I don't know. It confuses me to look at. It's just a big.
Sure.
It's a big mix up. But it's also. I mean, I feel like. We've just gotten so many. There's this one. There's one in the Skiff. I think there's one in the Ghost. There's one in the.
There's two in the Ghost.
There's one in that little Dollar General turret. There's one like two
Grunts
blind bag
in general,
series
you
before.
mean, or this?
Okay, I got to kick back on that. As back in the olden days where they would never give you any grunts, and now to say that we're like this plethora, I'm not gonna knock it. Like a more Covenant, yes.
I'm just grunting at the thought of it.
I mean, yeah, having Covenant's cool, but I'd rather have Covenant vehicles than
Banished.
the same figure 20 times. I mean,
but you're the figure guy.
I know. That should mean something. I would rather.
I don't know anything anymore. Our roles are all wrong.
I don't know. I'd rather have more vehicles instead of like the same grunt over and over. But I mean, like the grunt's cool, and I'm glad. You know, it's the easiest like fodder for the Banished or the Covenant. You know, it makes sense for them to include it. It's just personally, I'm not going to army build anymore because I already have a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, for what it is, the figure is, you know, it's nice. I like getting it in purple. I'll give it that.
What would you what would you consider this color? It's darker than lavender, right?
Yeah, it's like a violet.
Yeah. I'm into the
Oh,
color.
violet the grunt.
And I like how they come pre-built too. I think we already talked about that.
Yeah.
These things are kind of pain on your fingers
big respect
to build.
for that.
Yeah, I think they probably listened to community feedback on that.
To the show, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Thanks, guys.
Let's talk about the Trailblazer, the camo. You can't even see it. I'm not holding anything, right?
You're not holding anything, no.
Exactly.
Yeah. What the heck, Colin?
Yeah. So it comes with the Bulldog, which is cool. And I'm okay with the Bulldog. I know a lot of people don't like it because they like the other shotgun.
I love it.
I love that, especially in active camo.
Yeah,
Put one of the red dot scopes on top of it, and it looks incredibly tactical.
Right.
Well, it's one of the only guns you can hold with both hands, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. The Trailblazer is new armor, or has this been retread also?
It's new for spring, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's blazing that trail of new figures.
Because it's in Heroes as well.
Okay. So there's not a lot we can say about it because we can't see it, but Gabe will cover off on the mold when we talk about Heroes.
So why don't I also have the active camo of the Trailblazer. I mean, it's the same. The chest piece that it uses is the same as the Anubis in the Ghost set.
Oh, sure. Yep, I see that.
I've painted the active camo Trailblazer.
Oh, you have? Okay.
So I've seen.
Wait, so
you've seen the detail? Yeah.
The Trailblazer has the same chest plate as the Anubis and the Ghost?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the light square one.
Mm-hmm.
The one with like the little bricks across it.
Yep.
Well, I like that chest plate.
No, I like it. I just was thinking of how it looks like
the Trailblazer has more to do with the helmet then?
Yeah.
Than the actual armor?
I think so, yeah.
It's always been like that. I mean, it's.
Yeah, it's always about the helmet, like the Anubis or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's nice to have a camo, I think, in the group. And as Kevin said, we are split 50-50, four banished, or four bad guys, 4 good guys. And the final piece is the
baby Phantom.
The chunky Phantom. That's right. And I think they did a good job of recreating the Phantom as it was designed in Halo Wars 2.
Does it even have a stuttering frame rate?
You're gonna get us in trouble.
As it was designed in that trailer that we saw, the gameplay. I guess the gameplay. It looks very similar to that, and it looks similar to
the flying brick. Yeah.
It looks similar to Brickman's mock, right? So I think it's a cool little piece. It'll be interesting to see if it does get redesigned at all in Halo Infinite. I know it took some criticism the way that it looks, but as far as I'm concerned, it's game accurate, and it's nice. It is nice having a drop ship for the Banished and a drop ship for the UNSC in micro form. It doesn't match my. You probably can't see my micro fleet way back there in my shelf, but it is up there. So obviously it doesn't scale, but it's nice having one of each.
As much shade as I throw at the Banished Phantom, it actually fits the Brutes really well as like a blockier, beefier kind of vehicle.
Yeah. They're bigger beings to begin with, so
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to admit, all of the microfleet stuff since I got the ones that you were kind enough to get for me, Colin.
Yeah,
it's really made me want them to branch out and maybe do like a collector's line of more stuff in that scale.
Mm-hmm.
I think like spaceships and maybe like micro scale models of vehicles and things that have got slightly more detail would be really awesome.
I wouldn't doubt if they're working on that sort of stuff. With all the shelf pieces that we got from Target last year, I bet you there's gonna be more stuff like that. Hopefully more helmets, and then it would be cool to get a micro fleet. Cool. Even like a bigger scale would be cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Ghost. Tom, why don't you take it?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I have this one. So the Ghost is an interesting one to me, mainly because I spent a lot more time with it earlier today, actually, because I was shooting another comparison video with the old one.
Yeah.
And while I was looking at them side by side, it kind of made me realise that this is a nice build that uses a lot of specific pieces to kind of get the shape and texture, but it really kind of takes away a lot of the detail of the original build.
Yeah.
So when you look at the original build, there's things like simulated blue pieces to make it look like it's floating. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you've got the nice plasma turrets, you've got printed details on the back, and none of that's really present on the new one. So I like the new one, but I feel like it took it back to basics, and like you say, it kind of streamlined it. The profile was a little bit less detailed, when you look at it from the side, it feels a little bit more skeleton, which isn't a bad thing. It's just an interesting observation to make with it.
Yeah.
And the way I kind of described it in the comparison is the original one feels like an original Ghost, and this maybe feels like it's taking more design cues from the more modern Covenant in Halo 5 and beyond.
Banished.
But beyond that, about the vehicle itself, the rebuild is quite nice. You can put together a little banished barrier and a turret. If you actually build it properly, unlike I did in our review, then it looks pretty decent, and I think a few of them lined up would create quite a cool banished barricade. And in terms of figures, the set really shines here. It's got a Spartan Anubis with the kind of brick-style torso, as Gabe mentioned. You get a black MA40, which I know a lot of people wanted for a long time because we were just getting them in the grey colour. You get a Brute Warrior, who is a repack from the Mercenary combat unit we'll talk about a little bit later if we get time. But he's got a different shoulder plate, as Matt is pointing to. And you also get 2 grunts in this one as well. So you get a grunt Imperial and a grunt Conscript. And I think, obviously, the red plasma pistols are a really nice touch and something you don't get in any other packs. Matt, this is getting so off-putting. But also, it's just a really nice way to kind of build up your banished forces. And I think the way I summed it up when I first reviewed this is that it takes the principle of Recon Getaway, which is an easily amassable vehicle and easily amassable figures, and then carries that formula over here, but gives you more banished than UNSC this time.
Yeah, I think if you got a friend that is looking for some stuff, or you got a kid that wants some stuff to play with, just get him a Ghost and get him the Mongoose set, and then 8 figures, 2 little vehicles. Like, you can do a lot with that, right? And for a good price point.
Yeah, they're a very nice versus set.
I gotta say, Tom, I really appreciate you calling the grunt by its proper name. I'm getting really tired of seeing people say, "Oh, the grunt conscript." It's not a grunt conscript. It's the Grunt Imperial from Halo 4.
The Imperial.
Stop it.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
That's what they call it in the description, too. So they did that right. No, but the conscript, you get one of each, right? So you get one Imperial, one conscript.
Yeah.
And the Imperial design continues to be awesome. I love these little
dude.
canister things you can take off.
Yeah,
that's legit.
I was dying for an Imperial for years. I flipped out when they started making these.
I'm literally on the fence of paying triple retail price to get another one of the Season 1 blind bag ones, just because the blind bags aren't actually out here, but I really love the orange one, so I'm like, maybe I'll pull the trigger.
It's taking me back to the blind packs we were talking about earlier. If that purple grunt, Colin, was an Imperial, I would have been over the moon about it.
Yeah, that would look nice.
Or what if it was a Ranger?
So you're dissing this poor grunt just on class?
Yes, I am.
It's okay because they're aliens.
Welcome to the Builds with Blocks episode where we get cancelled.
All right, so wait, hold on. Or do you have any more thoughts, Matt? Why don't you go?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think Tom summed up excellently just the contrast between these 2 ghosts. I'll say if you could take these 2 ghosts and just them together, you might be able to have one of the best ghosts, because I've never been really a fan of this head cover, but I like that. Like the Banshee, we're getting a solid piece. That is the front. It gives it that more of a in-game angle, because obviously building that piece can't capture that angle. This design is a lot. I would say it's stripped down. It is nice to see the flick fire missiles, and I think the idea of having it rest on the 2 bits are pretty awesome. One thing I'll say is you got to be careful, because if you try to fire them, you can end up taking off the whole. It's not
just 2 studs.
It's not that
right?
sturdy. So when you have it, it works better if it's on the ground and you just push from up. So don't try to fire it from here, else you'll just kind of.
They're not part of the build, right? They're just tacked on the bottom.
It's meant to rest you're flying it on ground. So a little unevenness, you end up obviously you're using these pressure points to launch the missile, so you're pushing down a little bit. Yeah. So you're exerting some force on the build. But like I'll say, I think the best part about this build is this piece in the front right here, because it's got that. It pairs very well with the Banshee. So I'm very happy with that. I think it's an awesome army build set. I think having different color, having different color schemes with different weapons or different shoulder pads, I think just adds little details to army building that just kind of make it better to collect, instead of just all of them having the same color.
That's definitely a set, because I don't really get into set collecting anymore. But that's definitely a small set that I wouldn't even mind having 3 or 4 of. It looks really nice.
And this Spartan, I love the chest plate on dope.
It.
Yeah. With the Anubis helmet, so if you took the old Anubis from the blind bag and then you had this one, the chest plate, the color scheme.
Yeah, I like that.
This is awesome.
I think that setup just works a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this armor is really neat because it has these. The armor that goes underneath almost kind of looks like weapon cartridge pouches or something where you would put something right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. But so I'm very happy with it. And again, we get a black assault rifle. So that's legit.
Yeah. You did... Sorry, I know I don't want us to stay on this too long, but you did remind me actually of one thing I noticed when I was doing the review, which is it's called... it's like Hijacked Ghost, isn't it? But everything on it is smooth, so there's nowhere where you can actually peg a figure's foot on and make it look like they're boarding it to take it.
Right.
Which was just an interesting observation I had compared to the original one.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
That is interesting.
I did mention this in the last episode. I think it was when we talked about reach sets and stuff. I would prefer, I look at, and I know it's a small set, but I look at the Pelican. It's a ton of pieces, but not many custom pieces. They worked out all the angles with pieces that, for the most part, that already exist. But then the little Banished, which has a smooth, hood, for the lack of a better term, is just one piece, and it's a custom piece. So I personally would have liked to build that. So I kind of lean towards, I like the build of the original Banished Ghost. But I do like the look of this one. Once it is built and in hand, it looks very nice. I'm
dying to see it in purple.
Ooh, yeah.
That mold, but in purple, would be gorgeous.
Yeah.
Same with the Banshee, even.
There are 3 pieces that come with this. You get the little front shield, and then you get this little top part on.
Yeah, that's
so
not brick
it's not. But this part right here is it actually kind of looks very Halo 4, the Ghost.
Yeah,
it has that.
Nice.
Yep. Okay. All right, let's move on. Mini helmets. I am the only one that has the mini helmets, and I'm going to do a terrible job because I have one hand that doesn't work, but lifting this up to the camera just to prove that I have it, the yellow guy. So I did find this at Walmart. Oh, sorry. Back to the Ghost real quick. Ghost was only on Amazon. I haven't found it on shelf yet. I'm sure it'll be on shelves at some point, but...
It's a lot wider available here, actually.
Is it? Okay.
It's available right now on Jurassic Toys, Amazon, and Smith's.
Only online, though, right? Not on shelf.
Yeah, only online.
Yeah. Okay.
Although I've not been to a Smith store for over a year, so it might be that.
Yeah. Helmet. I will show it here. There we go. Proof that I own the helmet. The helmet is at Walmart, and they're little teeny tiny guys. And I didn't know what to think of them at first. I wish I had full functioning 2 hands to show you, but let me show you the other helmet really quick. I'm sure somebody has done a comparison at some point.
Tom with the OGs.
Yep. So there's the OG, and I'll hold this up, and the rest of the set.
So I'm guessing the new ones are a lot smaller then.
The new ones are quite a bit smaller.
Yeah, that's drastically downsized.
Yep. But it's grown on me quite a bit, and I have the other helmet. Maybe I'll send a picture so we can show of all 3 helmets: the buildable helmet, then the original helmet, and then this little one. But it's grown on me. I like the plastic that it uses. It's like a thicker plastic and it's matte, whereas the other plastic is definitely thinner. It's a gloss. Go ahead.
Is the back of the helmet still like a base plate?
Yep, back of the helmet is open, and then the base plate is this thing. Yep. Nice. So So I'm. It's interesting to I'd love to dig in a little bit more with the crew, the MCX crew, to see where the idea came from and how they kind of brought it back. I like how they reconfigured it. It's better for like if you want it as a shelf piece, which is this kind of what this is, right? It's less conspicuous, more inconspicuous, because the other one is just so big. But I feel like I had these previously displayed on my shelf back there, just kind of three wide across, and they looked good together. The thing that's a little weird, and I'm just going to broadly. Where did Tom go?
Where did he go?
The thing I'm going to mention just broadly, I said I had the skull, the Masters of the Universe skull.
Yeah.
And the build of at least the one that I did, which is the half jaw, which is a super rad character, by the way. Like, there's a lot more pieces, and the build there's more there. Then all of these builds are very, very simple. So it's really, you're getting, and it's a good value still, but you're getting the helmet, which is a display piece, and then you're getting 2 nice figures, and then a couple little accessories. So I think I could see people passing on this. If you're a completionist, you want it. If you like display pieces, you're going to want these. Another reason to get them is if you haven't acquired one of the, I'll take it off here, one of the skulls, which is pretty cool in this yellow set. You get a skull that you can use.
I desperately want the yellow one.
It's the only set that the printed one comes in as well.
Yeah, so it's got a printed forehead too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll keep doing that? You think they'll put skulls in other sets and stuff?
I hope so, because I think they came up with a mold from the Predator stuff, right?
Yeah.
So they decided to keep using it. I mean, it makes sense.
Well, now that they have the mold, I don't see why not.
That's another Anubis in that freaking helmet, isn't it?
Yep. So there is.
So
another
we've got
Anubis.
like 4.
Yep. Exactly. So there is another Anubis in the silver coloring, which is nice, and then we have a Mark 7. Is that what I?
Oh, another Mark 7 there.
Oh no, it's a Keystone. It's called a Keystone.
Wow, cool.
Yep. So it is a little bit different than the Mark 7 helmet. But
is there
interesting?
So there's that one, and then I won't show. We'll just do a screenshot of the other 2. I have the blue. The nice thing that isn't apparent on the capture the flag one is you do get a red flag and a blue flag, which I wasn't sure about right away because they only showed the one. And but yeah, you do get both, which is nice. So if you do want to have some capture the flag setup, you will get both flags as a part of that, and they're actually a little bit transparent too. I believe the previous flags have all been like a solid plastic.
Opaque.
And these ones you can see through them a little bit, which is cool. But yeah, solid figures on that, and then again, just a small little build. You get the flag build, and then you get a little one of those crates, or what are they called, like fuel cells or something that you can blow up.
Covenant crate.
The fusion coils.
Yeah, the fusion coils. There you go.
Covenant crate.
Yeah, and then the green one is the last Spartan standing. So you get a Gungnir and then a Recon in that one. And then so one of them is the infected with the cool green energy sword too, and that gives you a little piece to jump, so you could do one's jumping off the top of the helmet on top of the other one. So yeah, overall, I think they are neat little pieces, but again, I could see people passing on them, or I could see people just getting them for the figures because they're nice figures, and then putting the helmets away. But I do like these little helmets. I think I do like these helmets better than the original ones. Again, the plastic is it feels sturdier. It's like a thicker plastic, and I like the matte look to them as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, bravo.
All right. Kind of blaze through that, but why don't we talk about this one is a spring. Well, it's not a spring wave set. It's actually a fall wave set. Let's talk about the Mercenary combat unit in the UNSC combat units, because we haven't really covered up on those. And Tom's the only one that has them.
Yeah, we should talk about who you had to kill to get that thing. They're so rare.
Just to clarify, something that the Brit has got that the US guys haven't.
There we go.
How does that happen?
Well, it was imported though, right?
It was, but
would you steal it from the Canadians?
A very kind person who I would like to shout out, Coulter, actually sent me a message on Facebook, and it went into my spam requests. And usually if someone's messaging me like, yo, do you want to buy Mega Bloks, I'd be like, I'm not sure. But he was like, oh, I've helped a few other content creators out, I can help hook you up with this. And I was like, yeah, that'd be really cool. Basically ended up I got 3 of them, 2 of the Mercenary unit and 1 of the UNSC one, for their recommended retail price. So I was very, very happy.
That's awesome.
What a steal.
Yeah. So the Mercenary combat unit is basically a banished pack, although obviously they're called Mercenaries. You get 3 figures and 3 micro builds. I am blanking on... No, I can remember what one of the builds is. We're all good. So I'll go over the builds first. You get a banished barricade, which is very similar to the one that's in Turret Takedown. But obviously, you know, always want to get more banished structures, scenery pieces. It's really useful, especially those barricades that are actually the game design. You get a plasma turret, which is the Halo 5 design from the Requiem Lance pack. That's the pack that it was introduced with, but in an exclusive red colour for the banished.
And that's flick fire, correct?
That is like you press it down and it shoots just like all of the vehicles. And then you also get a small forerunner structure that's very similar in size to the one that was included in the Repex Siege Bike. But it's a lot bigger than it. So it's a fair bit bigger, fair bit taller. So you get those 3 mini builds, and then the 3 figures, you get a Brute Warrior, which is basically a repack of the one from the Ghost. Although I believe he's got a different shoulder plate that's a different colour, or it might be the same one. You get a red Jackal freebooter, and they released initially in this before they released in Series 2. And then the exclusive figure is a Red Elite Ultra. And interestingly to note, this set is the only one so far that includes a visual effect for the shock rifle, which is a blue version of the flame piece that goes in like the rocket launchers and the flamethrowers. So
that shock rifle's gonna be fun to play around with, I feel like.
I feel like it is.
Yeah. Have you guys ever played Battlefront 2, the original one? There was like a shock weapon that had that kind of like it shot electricity out. I feel like that's
like the E-Caster or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was for the Dark Trooper. Yeah, I feel like that's what it's gonna kind of be akin to.
Yeah, that could be quite cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good pack. It's $14.99. Not really as good value wise, I would say, as something like Recon Getaway. Sure. But still a pretty decent addition for people who are wanting to army build.
Army build in Canada.
Yeah, Canada exclusive at the moment. Although it is meant to release at Dollar General eventually, so definitely keep your eyes peeled. And then this is complemented by the UNSC combat unit, which comes with a Spartan Mark 7, 2 UNSC Marines, and also 3 mini builds. The 3 mini builds here are a terrain plate with a UNSC flag and a barrel. The barrel, I just put some of the fire effect pieces that come with it in. A turret that's one of the firing turrets that was first introduced in the Oni Strike team, but this time in the metallic green colour. And actually the build for that's quite nice and complete. I took that and put it on my mock structure I made with the builder's box. So that was quite a useful piece to have. And then the third piece is just a little wall with some sandbags on top of it that pairs really well with the turret and makes a turret emplacement. The 3 figures here are unique. The Spartan Mark 7 is the same colour as the one in the Platoon pack. And it has some of the same highlights. But there's like, basically the chest has got some very slightly different paint highlights that make it unique. Where there's some details not painted on this one that are painted in the Platoon pack.
It's literally that one and the yellow one that Colin got in the helmet. Those are the only 2 Mark 7s that I need, and it's killing me, dude.
Really?
Honestly, this one's so close.
I thought you said there was too many Mark 7s.
No, there are too many, but now I need every color.
You need them all.
Now I need
the rainbow.
Catch 'em all.
So when you get them, you need to take a picture of all of them. Right,
I will. I just got a green one. I got the green one from the skiff in that big lot.
Oh, perfect.
So you get
question.
Yeah.
Question, Tom. The Marines, are we talking the right size Marines or the originals?
They're the taller ones, so they're the original style still. Interestingly, I thought that these two were direct repackages from the Platoon pack, so I thought that they were the Demolitions and the Sniper from the Platoon pack, but they're not. The male Marine in this one has got different facial hair colour, and he's got lighter brown skin than in the Sniper pack. And the female Marine has got darker colours on her hair than in the Platoon pack. So they are unique Marines to this set as well.
Wow.
And that male Marine, especially, his skin tone, I was really fascinated by it because I thought it might have been the same as Brohammer's. So I did some comparisons, and it's not. It's a unique skin tone that's not in any of the other sets. So if you are looking... Go ahead, Colin.
They're the tall ones, right? Because they're not...
Yeah, they're the tall ones. Yeah.
Do you guys think that maybe the reason why it's taking so long for those sets to get to the U.S. is because they're switching them to the shorter legs?
That could be
or
a
like
reason.
maybe they're willing to... They're going to hold until they can release the shorter leg sets into the U.S.?
Part of it's probably to do with Dollar General's stock, because Dollar General right now is selling off a lot of the Fireteam packs.
Yeah.
So I think once they clear those, you will then start to see the newer stuff popping up.
I went to a Dollar General a few weeks ago and found a freaking a Spartan customizer pack, the yellow and white Mark 6 pack from like 2015.
That's from a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I was shocked.
Yep, I found those too. They still have the what is it, the blue Spartan pack too with the flag, capture the flag set. Like they have a lot of those. Anyway.
So yeah, both combat units are cool. Nothing too unique about them. The way I would phrase it is, if you're someone like Matt who has got a really amazing mock that you want to just keep adding stuff to, then these are some fun little scenery pieces that you could just kind of tack onto it. But beyond that, I don't think they're the kind of things that people will miss out on unless they are completionists.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't reached for that one. I'm waiting. Like, you know, you can buy stuff online for higher prices and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't reached for that one because I do want it. I want at least one, you know, just to have it as a part of the collection. But I'm willing to wait until it finally, you know, comes to the US.
I've got a contact, boss man, when you're ready.
I feel like
I'm saying I'm okay waiting. Like, I'm okay driving.
I'm
to my Dollar
happy to be your dealer.
Okay.
I just feel like those sets are sort of like, if I see them, I'll get them, but like I'm not really gonna chase them down.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
I will say if I do, I'd probably grab the Covenant one, because if I wanted to get more Marines, I'd go for the Platoon pack.
Yeah.
But where can you buy the Platoon pack, Matt?
Amazon.
It's in the U.S.
On Amazon.
You can get it.
I think I have seen them at Walmart. Maybe were there pictures?
Yeah,
maybe
well, Walmart's
Canada.
rewriting it through Toy Wiz or
They're
something like
releasing
that. So you know
in
they're like
Targets in California, so maybe they'll come to more stores.
Yeah, they'll be
Well,
here
looks like
eventually.
I need to message my friend and get another one.
Why don't we talk about the Platoon pack really quick? Just really quickly, because we've talked about it a lot, I feel like. We do have a review out there. But I want to get to the, I don't know, the meat of this thing, which is the heroes. You know, and Gabe has that one. I want to get through that. But let's just talk about the Platoon pack a little bit. So it's nice having the shorter legs, right? We've talked about that. It has a bunch of Marine variety. The Spartan's good. You know, the orange is a little bright, but and again, I wish that it had some more weathering on it. But if you want to get a bunch of Marines, you know, definitely grab this thing.
Yeah,
and I think it will be more readily available. It was available on Amazon right away for MSRP, and then it went away.
Yeah.
People bought them out. I have a feeling this is going to be on shelves eventually here.
Oh, I think it will come back. It was #1 trending on Amazon at one point for construction toys.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a good set. It's a great set.
It will definitely come back. And I think to summarize it with two very British words, it's bloody fantastic.
All right. Cool. Anything else to add from either you two? Or you guys don't have it yet, right? Gabe or
No, I've never even seen it.
No, I got two.
Oh, you did get two. That's right. I remember you didn't have it right away, and then you did.
Yeah, I did a comparison of them on one of our episodes with just showing the different legs. I believe
that was huge.
It might just be one of my favorite sets. So like, if we ever got to like a top 10 Infinite line, it's up there for me.
Is
it's
it?
just figures. It's just figures, but I'm a huge fan of these Marines, and I think the fact that Mega went back and made them shorter really just I think it's a huge step. I think the customization that come with these Marines is top notch, and so I'm very happy with it. I think it's one of the coolest sets out there.
Better than the Mammoth?
Stop.
No.
Stop.
All right, here we go.
No.
Here we go. All right, so we saved best for last. I think we're doing pretty good on time, so we'll give Gabe a little breathing room to talk about these. But I'm going to put you on the spot.
All right.
Uh-oh.
So you're going to have to talk about them in reverse order of your favorite.
So like my
so
favorite.
So you give us number 5. There are 5. So remember we had 6 to start with. Okay, perfect. So we had 6 to start with. Delay happened. Somebody's not in there anymore. We can do, we can guess down the road.
It's the Miranda figure. See, Miranda comes back from the dead.
Right.
And that's why there's a figure of her. That's why they haven't made a figure.
It's George.
All right.
We do get 5. All right, give me the bottom one.
So, talking about Halo Heroes Series 13, for one, before I even talk about the figures, these, I don't know what's up with these, but these are incredibly hard to find. I don't think I've seen anybody west of or east of Oklahoma getting any of these. Like Eastern Seaboard is completely blank.
It's the delay, I think, because there's still a lot of boxes of 12 on the shelf. Yeah. So I think that's why.
But now that I have them in hand, I can officially say, Chief. Oh, hold on. It's not going to work, but
we'll put it on.
Chief.
There it is.
It works.
He's focused.
Chief is definitely my least favorite.
Okay.
And not in terms of it's a bad figure. It's just we've gotten him 6 other times and I'm tired of it. I mean, it's just
sure.
What's up?
Really quick. You can grab this Chief on Amazon. I've seen him. He's about $10.99. So if you really wanted Chief from the blind bag, you can snatch him up.
There you go.
Heroes.
Take note of that, people. But I mean, I understand why. Like Kevin said when we talked to him, I know that it's like an easy way for people to get such an iconic character if they just want the one. So I mean, it makes sense. But I can't really tell if there's anything different about him. He's got the lightest dry brush possible. It's very, very, very light silver. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I mean, the battle rifle has some cool paint decals. It's like the two-tone gunmetal gray with the black. And it's really nice to have more Halo 3, Halo 2 battle rifles again. I'm really happy about that. But I mean, as for a Chief figure, I mean, it's just standard Master Chief.
Which
nice.
Chief is the best out of what we've gotten in your opinion?
In my opinion, the one with the dirty boots that came with the turret.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that
defense point for that one. Yeah.
If you had to, sorry, go ahead, Matt. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I noticed in every review I did that had a Chief figure. In each review, I said that Chief figure was my favorite version.
Of course, they just keep going.
It's ever the newest one. If you had to compare this series Chief to Chiefs that we've gotten previously, which one is he closer to?
The Warthog one, just the clean slate Master Chief. He's very, very, very close to that one.
I thought he might have, just looking at the picture, I thought he might have had more of that metal scraping like he did. No,
that's what I'm saying. Set. He does, but it's so light that it's almost you can't even see it unless you turn it a specific way. Okay,
so good for me because my favorite is Warthog Chief.
Yeah, just the clean basic Chief. Yeah. Second least favorite figure.
Your fourth favorite. Your fourth
favorite.
My fourth favorite figure. I'm
Spartan.
Man, I didn't see it.
Is that a Mark 7? We've never got any of them.
I'm tired of the Mark 7, man.
But you need them all.
But you just said you wanted two more.
Listen. I need all of them, but I hate it. I'm an addict, Matt. I can't help myself.
Gabe, do you need an intervention here, buddy?
You're talking to an addict.
I just might. I mean, as far as Mark 7s go, this one actually, I guess, Colin, you might, I mean, maybe you'd have to show a picture or something that we can put up. But, I mean, it's blue and silver. It looks like it would pair great with the Anubis from the yellow helmet. It looks like it would pair really well.
Yeah.
Kevin talked about it pairing well with another Mark 7 that came with the.
Yeah.
Was it what is the blind pack? Yeah.
He said the idea was that across all of the Mark 7s, you should have all the different armor pieces you'd need to create your ideal Mark 7, basically.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
It does. Different colors, and I'm not. I mean, because it's a Heroes Wave, I'm tempted to believe that the designs are a little more accurate. But he does have that up armored chest piece we were talking about earlier, and it does have really, really crisp paint. Like printed decals on it, and so does the helmet. But that's why I'm starting to think maybe this is what it looks like in game or close to.
Sure.
Well, it's got the up armor chest piece. It's got one security shoulder and then a Mark 7 shoulder, and then it comes with a printed bulldog shotgun, which is in like a nice matte gray, and then the rail is black. But I mean, it's As far as Mark 7 Spartans go, it's neat. I'll give it that. It's neat.
It's alright.
It's alright. Coming in third on the Halo Heroes Series 13. Trailblazer.
Okay.
So
all of the UNSC is the bottom.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I've said in the past, I'm tired of UNSC. I want Covenant and Banished, and like I want more enemy types. But Trailblazer looks pretty nice.
Yeah, he does.
I think other than in the blind packs with the active camo one, this is the only in color version of this figure. So I mean, this is the first time we really see it. It comes with that brick chest piece we were talking about earlier. It's got a Grenadier shoulder and a Mark 5 shoulder, but it's what's really, really cool, and what I wish they did more, is that on this figure, on the white and orange, it has a black wash.
Yeah.
And it actually looks really, really, really nice, and I wish that they did that for a lot of the other figures. But, I'm totally down with this Trailblazer. A lot of people said they didn't like the orange and the white, but I think it pairs pretty well. I like it a lot.
I like it.
Is it one of those things where you have it? Yeah, when you have it in hand. We talk about.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it looks better. Maybe it looks better in person. I definitely like it.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see which is the number one.
Wait, what did you say the weapon was on that one?
It's the Chieftain.
The weapon is the DMR, the new mold DMR.
Okay, and it's got paint apps.
And it's got a removable scope on it.
Nice.
And it's molded in just like slate gray, but there's a little metallic silver decal right along the top rail, which is interesting. Cool. It's the only other paint app on
it. All right.
But yeah.
All right. What do we got?
Don't disappoint me, Gabe. Don't disappoint me.
Coming in at number 2 for Hero Series 13.
Come on.
Brute Chieftain.
Oh,
disappointment.
Really? I didn't expect that.
Yeah, so both Cubby figures have to be at the top, or Banished Cubby figures have to be at the top, but immediately, interesting note about this Brute Chieftain. He has a new hand mold that has
mold?
He has a new hand mold that has 3 fingers, like the brute hands, instead of 4 or 5 technically. So yeah,
that's great.
Interesting.
I'm just kind of shocked at that fact. I didn't think I just feel like that's one of those trivial details that I didn't think would ever get changed. But when I noticed it, I was like, oh wow, okay, they went for it.
Has it been discussed over the years? Like, give me a brute hand.
No,
I've never seen it.
That's
discussed.
Never been a topic of conversation that I've ever seen.
I'm wondering if going forward we're going to be seeing the 3 brute hands, because I'm looking at the Ghost and he's got 4.
Yeah,
so
it's
this
probably
guy's
running change.
It's interesting.
That's interesting.
The gravity hammer that he comes with is actually probably like one of the coolest gravity hammers we've ever gotten. It's got these really, really thin, crispy yellow painted details in between the like hammer parts. And then the back of it is painted in metallic silver, and there's some gray around the handle. But the figure itself is, because I have one open, I have a sealed one. The figure itself is immaculate to be honest.
Nice.
Only problem that after calling it immaculate, the only issue that I've run into is that the helmet sits a little loose. It's just a little big for the head, so it wiggles a little bit. But
does it pegs in though? Like
yeah, I mean it pegs in and it stays on. It just kind of shifts side to side a little. But
so you're saying another big helmet?
Yeah, another big helmet. But it's got a new mold chest and back, and then it has the new mold helmet. I guess technically it's a new mold head. It's the same Infinite Brute head. But everything is molded in a silver plastic, and then there's like red and dark gray paint apps.
Cool.
Interesting is that the cod piece is a Mark 6. It's like a Halo 3 Master Chief cod piece.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it killed a Spartan and took it.
I thought it would have looked really cool if it had the the Brute Warrior, that new rubber mold.
Yeah.
I thought that would have looked super cool in this figure. I might try to make a custom of that and see how it turns out. But
cool.
This is
take that from that.
I'm super happy that we finally have like a proper official articulated Brute Chieftain, even if it is, Halo Infinite. I'm super happy about that.
How much resculpting do you think they'd have to do to make a Halo 3 one? Would it be an entire new sculpt?
Yeah, tremendous. Okay. Like this Brute. I'm assuming this is the Halo Wars 2 or the Halo Infinite Brute Chieftain because it is the same as the Jazzwares figure. This one closely resembles a Halo Reach Chieftain, closer than a Halo 3, which I like. I like the Reach Chieftains actually. But yeah, they'd have to do a lot to make it a Halo 3.
You're seeing a large correlation between Reach designs and Infinite.
Yeah.
I feel like I see that.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had to say what design is Infinite going with, I'd pick Reach. I mean, like it seems to be everything's kept in there, even with the down to the various assault rifles.
It'll be interesting to see
if Infinite is set in the shadows of Reach.
Oh,
that's you've reached your limit. Nice work, Tom. You got there. All right. The gravity hammer.
Yeah. Well done.
We didn't see that in the trailer, did we? Any gravity hammer?
No gravity hammer in the trailer.
But we're getting all sorts of gravity hammers and Infinite stuff, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, Escharum has got a gravity mace.
He's got a gravity. He's got like a gravity gavel, is what I call it.
Yeah.
It's a golf club. He's got a gravity golf club.
Gravity golf club. But yeah, I mean, Atriox.
He's just playing with Locke's helmet.
Atriox has the Chainbreaker. This chieftain here has a gravity hammer, but Escharum actually is featured in these little. What are they called?
They're
Tom?
action click style things. Aren't they? I can't remember the exact name.
Oh yeah.
His body. He's standing here, and he has a like a custom like a gavel in his hand.
Yeah,
it looks kind of cool.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that works.
I find it so weird that we got Hyperius in a set, and we have no idea who the hell Hyperius is. But we have Escharum in the game.
Honestly,
in the game trailer, we don't have him. Like, wouldn't it have like swapped it out and had Escharum come in? I don't know. Maybe they're planning something big for Escharum, but I'm like, we got Hyperius over here with Locke's helmet. He looks like a major player. So.
Well, and then we have from the Jazzwares, who's the elite that we have.
Oh yeah.
The Warlords.
No, there's a named elite.
Jagar.
Jagar, yeah.
Jagar Dom.
So there's gonna be boss fights, which is gonna be cool, I think. In Infinite.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of elites, my number one pick, my very favorite figure from Halo Heroes Series 13, is the Elite.
I totally.
This very yellow.
American cheese color.
I gotta say, and I mean this with absolute sincerity, this is probably my new favorite mold from Mega Construx ever.
Oh wow!
Yeah, okay.
I absolutely. So I've got two. I've got one open. I have this one here sealed, but the open one, the articulation, like the way you're able to pose it, it looks so clunky and big and obnoxious, but it actually has some of the best articulation of any elite. It can fully raise its arms. It can turn its head. It can look all the way up and all the way down.
Wow,
that's cool.
It really is the best armor setup.
That's great.
The figure itself actually has a lot more detail than you might think. So obviously it is really, really yellow. and it definitely could have benefited from a black wash, which is what I was saying with a Trailblazer. I wish they would have done that here as well.
Yeah.
There's a ton of metallic silver and like gunmetal gray printed decals all over even on the backs of the feet, like on the heels and in between the toes. It's painted gray.
Nice.
On the shoulders, the helmet, the back, the chest, the cod piece. There's all kinds of little details on here, and it comes. What's up?
Oh, go ahead. You're gonna answer my question. Keep going.
It comes with an old style energy sword, and even the hilt on the energy sword is painted in black and silver.
Oh, cool. Sick!
It's so cool.
Yeah,
but this is by far like best Elite that they've ever made, in my personal opinion.
Wow.
I freaking love this thing.
I foresee myself buying many of these along with the Chieftain. Yes, I might get one of the other ones, and I might get Chief just to put on a shelf and not open it, but I am gonna army build out of those.
Dude, if I don't get like 10 of these, we're having problems.
Well, so it's actually almost maybe a good thing that they took one out of the series then, right? Because these are the ones that are gonna be gone right away, right? People are gonna grab a bunch of the Elites and the Warlords. So
yeah. I still could have used that Miranda figure though.
But yeah, Series 13.
Awesome.
It's definitely one of the best in my opinion. I mean, one of the best. We'll get there one day, but it's a good series.
Right.
It's a good series, yeah.
Cool.
It's kind of funny that Series 13 is the one that accidentally lost a figure because it's unlucky.
With the 13, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 13.
Hey now! Whoa!
That is pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts? I think we've done good. We've covered a lot of ground. And yeah, we're excited for the next topic. We have some good stuff to talk about next time too. But anything that you guys want to mention about Spring Wave in general, high level stuff? Tom, you got anything? Any thoughts?
I do want to jump in. Obviously, being a European fan, I've been talking to a few of the retailers who I usually buy stuff from. At the moment, they're not set to get Series 13. So I know Heroes came back to the UK for the first time in a long time with Series 12. It sounds like they've not got access to Series 13 as an assortment currently. So if you want it, make sure to sound off to the relevant people. You know, Mattel UK is the best people to go to. Just say you'd like to see that product stocked in the UK, and hopefully we'll get it.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
I look forward to buying a lot of these when they come available.
Right,
so
yeah.
take my money.
Yeah.
Take my money.
I also came equipped with some community shout-outs if we're at that point.
Yeah, let's do that quick, and then we'll wrap.
Cool. So I am going to shout out Cam, who is in our Discord, particularly in the Builds with Blocks chat, constantly sharing loads of really cool examples of the stop motion work that he's been up to. I am subscribed to his YouTube channel, but I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, so I'll try and find that out for next time.
We can put it in the notes of the show.
I wanted to shout out Mega X, who in the Mega Shipyard chat on Discord has shared some photos of their custom Halo Infinite Marines inspired by the Jazzwares figures. So they've got a couple of Infinite Marines, one of whom's got a balaclava covering up their face instead of an exposed face, and some extra torso armor, and the other has got like the goggles that the Wave 2 Jazzwares figure has got. So some really cool custom figures there.
He's also Mega X. He and I are in a Discord together. He's super talented. But even
you
the
just
shoulders,
know everyone, Gabe.
The shoulders on his first Marine are also fully custom sculpted, and so are the
awesome.
lower legs. Like he went all out. He was showing us work in progress photos, and they're amazing.
Cool.
The paint on that first one as well. It's got like the proper armor guard around the face and everything. It's really nice.
Super crisp.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
I have someone to shout. I have someone to shout out. He has nothing to do with Mega or Halo or anything like that. At least not that I know of. I don't know if he's never actually mentioned anything about Halo, but I'm going to shout out a good friend of mine, Matt Rushing. He's on Twitter at Matt Rushing, and he also does a podcast called the 602 Club. So go check that out. It's a really awesome podcast. They talk about everything from Marvel, DC, everything geeky. the Rings. It's a really great show. A lot of in-depth discussion. So really awesome guy. Give him a follow.
Nice.
Right on.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
I don't have anything for today. Gabe, do you have anything?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, well, that will do it for the show. And let me scroll down. Oh, my hand doesn't work. And it's been a while since I've hosted, so I don't know how to close the show anymore.
Do you want me to do it?
I think we say something about our Patreon. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so we have the Patreon. If you want to support the show, feel free to go over there and check that out. We got lots of cool stuff, different tiers and all that sort of stuff. So check us out there. Otherwise, we got the Facebook group, we got the Discord, lots of ways to get in touch with us. Comment on our videos, and we love to have conversations back and forth. So yeah, thanks for joining the show. Springwave Infinite. It's almost here. It's here for some people. It's almost here for everybody else.
School's out for
all right.
spring.
Until next time.
On that note,
Evolved.
Evolved.
Evolved.